In study number 14, Clodomir pushes our flexibility to play accents anywhere. But before we even reach those accents, we must play the first 4 bars at piano and then take an effective breath to continue at forte in bar 5. That transition can easily create a bit of tension. I experienced it, and maybe you're experiencing it too. That tension can undermine the rest of the study and therefore all of the accents we're trying to play. Hi, I'm Deanna. Clodomir's 14th study comes from his book, The 70 Little Studies for Trumpet. And while the studies on page 5 all focus on tonguing and intervals and accents, each one approaches these challenges differently, and number 14 certainly delivers. In this video, I'll first address the accents in their challenging position, and then I'll explain what's causing that tension that I experienced and you may be experiencing as we come out of the first 4 bars and head into bar 5. And I have a solution for you that may surprise you for preventing that tension here and in other music that's similar. So here's my current best version of number 14, and then I'll share how I worked through the 2 challenges I just mentioned. So first up is the oddly placed accents, or challenging accents. The way I see it, the first thing we need to know how to do, of course, is how to play accents. And then we need to know how to put them consistently, in this case, on the and of the beat, in the middle of a line of other notes that are unaccented. For the first challenge of just how to play accents, I did a whole video dedicated to just that, to playing accents with power. So rather than duplicate what I've already covered in another video, I've put the link just above. Hopefully that's still there. And if not, there's a link in the description to the video. Be sure to watch it because it's the basis for how we'll be moving forward tackling the accents where they're landing in this study. Okay, so let's move into dealing with these accents and now placing them not on the beat, but on the and of the beat in a line of music. For us working through Clodomir, it's the first time he's done this. As well, we don't just do it one time. Of course not. Clodomir gives it to us over and over through the rest of the study. And ultimately, that's the beauty of studies. They let us zoom in on a skill, a bit of trumpet technique, and they let us practice it to grow our ability. In this case, it's to be able to play accents consistently on the and of the beat in the middle of a line of other notes that are unaccented. So what do we have to do? Well, just playing accents on the trumpet or any wind instrument, well, it's a coordination thing. You know, tongue, air, and therefore your whole body. But it's a little weird when the accents aren't on the beat. When they're on the beat, we can lean on that. We're used to the beat. But when they're off the beat, and in this case, in the middle of a line of other unaccented notes, then the brain and the body have to coordinate to produce that accent at just the right time on only that note. For me, playing it on the and of 2 meant I had to slow down and get used to that, and then I could pick up the speed. I'm not sure if it shows, but when I'm playing the accent, I'm really giving a lot of push on the air to really kick it out. In some ways, I'm overemphasizing it right now, just to make it happen. You might have to do that. When I have a difficult line of music, one of my favorite things to do is to pull out that difficult part so I can focus only on it. I want to let my body sort out the coordination to play, whether it's loud or soft or whatever the articulations are, and just go slowly working it out, letting my body get it. Then I'll try it a little faster, and eventually I put it back into context with the rest of the music, and I work towards the indicated tempo. If you're having trouble getting that coordination of getting that accent off the beat in amongst all those other notes, one thing you can do is remove one of the variables, which is the changing pitches, and just play the rhythm on one pitch, like maybe pick G for instance, and just play what you see on this, the rhythms that you see, but only playing a G. Just to get the feel of it, sometimes that's really helpful. So eventually I was starting to get it. However, I realized I had another issue I'd sort of been ignoring, but now I really needed to attend to it. I wasn't happy with the breath I was taking to go into bar 5 and the tension that I was feeling. It was negatively affecting how I felt going into that forte section and playing those accents with any sort of power. So this was happening because I still had a lot of air in me. After 4 bars of only playing piano, I hadn't used much of the big breath that I'd taken at the start. The thing is, because I knew I was going into the next section, bar 5, where I was going to be playing louder and I was going to have to punch out accents, I wanted a new breath so I'd have plenty of air support and power. But I couldn't actually add any more air comfortably. In fact, what I wanted to do was let air out. The thing is, in this piece, there's not a lot of time to let air out, breathe again, all fresh, and carry on. There's just no time. And so I got all tense doing this. It's not really an unusual thing, though. It does happen sometimes that you've got too much air to go forward because you didn't use it all in what you had already played with. But how do we deal with it? Well, the solution can be just taking a smaller breath of air at the beginning. And in this case, it's a piano section we're going into, so we don't really need a lot of air to play 4 bars at piano. That lets us have room to take that big breath we need so that going into bar 5, we've got air, we're supported, and we can punch out those accents when they occur in the music. That was my solution to this anyway. Now, maybe you've got a bigger lung capacity and you're able to play that whole line as written in one breath, and that's fantastic. But for me, getting used to the smaller first breath was what helped me out. And it didn't take a lot to get used to it, and it just made all of that first line so much easier to do. So those are the parts that I had to work on. What are you struggling with in this one? Let us know down in the comments, and also let us know if you have other solutions for any tension that you might have been feeling. And were you even feeling tension? Maybe you were able to just sail on through, in which case that's awesome as well. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those 2 things really go a long way to supporting the channel, and it helps me then in turn make more videos for you. So when it's ready, Clodomir study number 15 will be right up here, and the video for how to play powerful accents is right here. Do check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.